subscribe. Tariq Radio. Like and subscribe.
Driving home, my staff who lives here in the Hill reminded me, don't stop at a stoplight until I'm out of town. If I see a red light late at night, since there's very little traffic, slow up at the other block so I never come to a full stop except in the middle of the block because of carjackings. Stopping at a light, people standing in a corner, walking up with a gun.
Started, and as always, we'll start with our new media seat, who is our podcast host today, Benny Johnson. Benny, why don't you kick us off, and thanks for being here.
Thank you, Caroline. As a DC resident of 15 years, I lived on Capitol Hill. I witnessed so many muggings and so much theft. I lost track. I was carjacked. I have murders on my Ring camera and mass shootings. I witnessed a woman on my block get held up at gunpoint for $20, and my house was set ablaze in an arson with my infant child inside. And so to any reporter that says and lies that DC is a safe place to live and work, let me just say this. Thank you. Thank you for making the city safe.
All right, let me get some more folks in here. Much respect to everybody in here. We're in here heavy. What's up, Yoshi? I see you. What's up, Nikki? I see you. Great Black Shark, I see you. Much respect to everybody in here. We're in here heavy. We're going to get some more calls in a second. You know, I got to give, before I get into some more calls, rest in power to Danielle Spencer from the TV show What's Happening. Rest in power to our sister Danielle Spencer, who played Dee on What's Happening. She died today, ladies and gentlemen. She passed away. And you know what's interesting? A lot of people were hitting me up. They were like, man, you were just talking about her. I was. Y'all listen to my Sunday's broadcast? I was literally just talking about her. Look, this is deep. Can I get deep for a minute? I got to get a little metaphysical for a minute. I got to get a little deep, family. People were just kind of tripped out because they're like, damn, man, you were literally just talking about Dee and the show What's Happening. Family, I took, like, on my Sunday show, I told y'all, man, for some reason, I've been binge watching What's Happening for some weird reason. For the past week, I've been binge watching all of those episodes of What's Happening, and I don't know why. I didn't know why I was doing this shit. And I talked about this on Sunday, and I just kind of broke down some of those television shows and the meaning of them. But now, okay, now it's kind of clicking. Man, I feel like it was an ancestral thing because I don't know why I was sitting up. I've been sitting up just watching nonstop episodes of What's Happening for the last week. And, you know, I brought up some of the messages of that show. The family, the ancestors, I tell you all the time, the ancestors be talking to my ass all the time, having me do shit, just like with the Hidden Colors. I had no idea I was going to do no damn Black History documentary. That was the last thing on my damn mind. But the ancestors just guided me to that shit. They were like, you need to do this. Go over here, read this book, go over here, talk to this person. Just weird premonitions guiding me certain places, telling me to do certain things. I don't think that thing with our good sister Danielle Spencer, I think that was an ancestral message. I think the ancestors wanted me to give a spiritual acknowledgement before that sister transitioned. You understand what I'm saying? I think calling a person's name gives them certain energy and respect. Just calling a name, putting that name out there, that gives a certain energy. And the ancestors must have known that she was going to transition. Because me speaking on this sister, I didn't know anything was going on with her. I didn't know. But just speaking on her and having us have a dialogue about that sister, we gave her soul a living tribute. The ancestors was using us to use our platform to kind of honor her before the mainstream reduced her legacy to just an obituary. You know, we kind of gave her flowers while her spirit was still near. Yeah, that's some deep stuff, man. I don't think that was a coincidence. We just happened to be talking about this sister and the impact of that show and how she impacted us and all of that. And then she transitioned days later, and I had no idea anything was going on with this sister. You know, it was something about that era. It was a reconnecting us with that era of innocence because I'm watching what's happening and I'm really getting a lot of nostalgia from it and a lot of messaging from it. That era, the show What's Happening, that represented an innocent time, a less cynical time with foundational Black Americans. That was a time of our families, teenage humor, a community dynamic that wasn't shaped by trauma as an identity. That was before crack, all of that stuff. So the ancestors were sending a frequency so that we can remind our community of what we once had and what we have to reclaim, family. And our sister, Danielle Spencer, who played Dee, she represented the child oracle archetype. You know, Dee wasn't just comic relief. She was the seer. She was very mature for her age. She was the sister who saw everything. I was making jokes about it. How, oh, don't tell D D is gonna snitch. D is all in everybody's business. So I was being humorous about it. But D was the one who grounded everybody, just reminded everybody what was real. You know, D kept it a damn hundred. You understand? D kept it 1,000. D stood on some damn business. And D was very innocent, even though she was very mature. Her character was a very innocent character, which is what we need. We need that innocence back. Wasn't a corrupted character in the show. She was very smart, respectful to her mother. She always snitched on her brother, but she was a very smart little girl. You see, so I think the energy was triggered by some ancestral time codes. You know, spiritual beings. You know, a lot of people have premonitions. You know, coded into the spiritual bodies. So watching that show, I don't think it was random. That was like an ancestral time recall. I felt like I was pulled in some kind of memory loop that was syncing me up with some kind of transition or something. You know, there was some kind of ancestral shift going on that we had to acknowledge publicly. We needed to anchor her legacy one last time because you know when an elder passed, sometimes we lose more than a person. We lose an unspoken legacy, and she left a legacy. You know, so we had to. There was something with us culturally anchoring that legacy of hers. You know, we were communicating Danielle's her impact, reminding us of how her role shaped generations of little Black girls and Black boys. She was a sharp tongue, smart, fearless. That show shaped me. That show shaped a lot of us. Shows like that were very pivotal in our upbringing. That sister, she was a living symbol of resistance. You know, the sister Danielle Spencer, she survived after that show. She was in car accidents, she had paralysis, she had health battles, but she became a veterinarian and she was a healer in her second life. She was healing animals, and that's another spiritual thing there too, by the way. So I feel like the ancestors was using us to utilize and remind people of her story and her community and what her impact really was. Yeah, it's heavy, man. I've been really thinking about that. Just why this person has, why am I binge watching this person like this, and then they transition, and you know, acknowledging her while she was still living. That completes a sacred cycle of living honor before the transition gate closes. You know, in a lot of spiritual systems, man, the living, you have to speak the name of the honored before the veil lifts. So when a soul transitions, it's not only death, it's a return. You know, you're going back through those ancestral corridors. So by acknowledging that sister just before her passing, I think our platform was used to spiritually escort her back home with dignity. You understand? Not just remembrance, but it was like a ceremonial act of honor while she could still feel it in the spiritual realm. Am I getting too deep? I don't want to get too deep. I don't want to get too deep, guys. But it was almost like healing a forgotten line of foundational Black American child stars who were never given their flowers. See, that sister, she represents a generation of child stars who brought a lot of joy, strength, and identity to Black families. But later on, they were kind of discarded and kind of forgotten by the industry and even by the culture. So, invoking her name, we were, not just honoring her, we were spiritually breaking that karmic pattern of Black brilliance being erased before being remembered. You see? So, we had to give her soul a final affirmation from the culture she served. A lot of souls, you don't need a million tributes. Sometimes you need the right voice and the right voices to kind of speak truthfully about you before you transition. And you just get a pure acknowledgement before you go over to the other side, not from the industry, not from the mainstream, but people who were genuinely impacted by her and her body of work. You understand? That's some deep stuff, man. But RIP to our good sister Danielle Spencer. I'm glad we got to speak on her and lovingly before she transitioned. And again, it just freaking a lot of us out that I was just speaking on this sister and she transitioned just out the blue like that. So much respect to her and her family. We honor her and those other brothers and sisters. That's another thing. We got to start giving people their flowers, man. We really got to give folks their flowers, people who impacted us. It doesn't matter what they're doing now. People, if they had an impact on us growing up, their body of work, their art, let's give them their flowers. Let them know we appreciate them. Let them know we got love for them. We really got to do that. I got to do that more too. But again, I'm telling you, the ancestors was having me watch those shows, and I didn't understand why. I just something was making me watch these shows. That's why for the last few nights I haven't done broadcasts. I've been up watching what's happening. I don't know why. I'm like, what the f am I watching all these shows? And I'm glued to it. And okay, that was the reason why. Shit. Man, let's get what's your name? Abiadaz? What's your name, man? What kind of name you got? Abiadiz? Abdia? What's your name, man?
My name's Abdi Aziz.
Abdiaziz, how are you, sir?
I was born in Africa, a place called Somaliland,
Somali.
not Somalia, Somaliland.
Mm-hmm.
And then, hey, look at this. As a matter of fact, I grew up in Boston, Massachusetts,
Okay.
and that's how life is.
Okay. So you're born in Somaliland. When did you get to Boston?
Well, I got there to get educated and, well, went to school, and that's all it.
Okay. And what is that sound in there, brother? You need to put some oil on that whatever chair you're sitting on. It's very rickety.
Yeah, okay. And I know that you actually trying to understand. Yeah, this is how it is. I'm an African American.
You're African American?
No, I am actually African descent, born in Africa, become American citizen. That's all I am.
So you're African American.
Well, and then,
Right? And there's nothing wrong with that. You're African American. I'm foundational Black, right?
okay, and I really listen to your critics, and I understand that people that who try to descend from the continent of Africa, and how we, not how we, but
Brother, are you over there drinking goat liquor? What kind of liquor are you drinking? It got you toe up.
okay, good. But I'm not drinking liquor. Maybe I'm drinking. Maybe I'm eating some stuff that It's not even liquor.
Are you on some meerkat meth? What are you own something, sir? You're chewing cat? What are you doing over there? Something's going on, sir. You
Oh, okay. I'm doing cut or either I'm drinking. That's what it is, right?
okay. Yeah,
So I cannot
you
comprehend.
got
I cannot answer. Hold.
damn sleep. Put that big forehead on a pillow and go to sleep, sir. Because I don't know what you're talking about. You're doing the most. All right. I do not want to hear beer babble. I don't want to hear it. With respect. I just want you to be safe because you're just babbling. I don't know what you're babbling about. Oh, okay, everybody, let's get them hands up. Let's get the people in here. Let's get the family in here. Let's chop it up. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get Float. Hop on, Float. Mr. Float. All right, Float ain't saying nothing. All right, let's get Elon Musk. Not Elon Musk, but Elon Musk. Elon Musk in the building. I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm doing well as always. Like always, I ain't gonna be long. Thank you for inviting me up here.
Absolutely.
In regards to this what you were talking about with that Doge cat and that one white woman who allegedly got attacked, whatever. I call bullshit in it because it's already been 5 to 7 days and there still hasn't been a police report, nowhere to be found. Now, something this big was to have caused this type of deployment of federal troops, National Guard, and everything, then there should have been some type of evidence as to like this thing actually being truthful.
Yeah.
And there isn't.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So yeah, I think it's all cap. The whole story, it's a convenient cap. They've always used black crime stories to push political narratives in DC. It's always, like I said, I bought some crack across the street from the White House. I got jacked across the street from the White House. I got jumped at the Capitol building. Oh, I got stomped on at the Lincoln Center. Somebody tried to rape me at the museum. I don't believe none of that shit. It's all cap. All right, let's get the truth teller. The truth teller. The truth teller in the building. Truth teller, hop on in.
Hey, how's it going? How's everyone doing?
We're good, Truth. So what's on your mind, Truth?
Not much, and I just joined in. It's been a while, so I don't really know what you guys are talking about. But I wanted to ask the questions. There was a question I wanted to ask you.
Yes.
What do you think about the Clips album? I don't know if you spoke about that or not. Do you think they could win album of the year? Sorry if I'm
off the subject, brother. That's so damn off the damn subject. It's ridiculous. Let me get RJ in here. Yeah, that's about a rap album. Okay, let's get RJ, the Democrat tether. What's up, RJ? Come on, RJ. I gotta hear this, Democrat. Let's hear some of this babble.
What's up, Tariq? You really good?
I'm great. On your mind.
Yeah, so are you surprised that the Reagan wannabe is using black crime to, deploy police? He literally even quoted Reagan by saying, if you loot them, shoot them. So and Vegas, like the most lit place in America, is crashing also due to Trump's incompetent economic policies.
Oh yeah,
so
Vegas is going downhill. Oh yeah, but Vegas is going. They're trying to up the prices. It's not because of no damn Trump. Vegas is just getting greedy.
It's upping the prices under Trump. How come they don't open the prices under Biden, Obama? Because Republicans always cause a recession, a crash. They always mess up the economy. And ironically, and people are not buying the propaganda that they're good for the economy. No, they've always been bad for the economy, and then a Democrat always comes and cleans it up and at least stabilizes the country.
Really?
See, people always talking about, Democrats are managerial, that the manager or they raise the economy a little bit and they complain about the managerial tactics. But hey, either you want a manager or do you want to crash out? So it is what it is. Now Trump is crashing it out, and we still have him for 3 years, baby. 3 years.
And he's
And so, what do you think about the black crime excuse he's using for DC?
yeah, he sounds like Biden, don't he?
Nope, sounds like Reagan.
No, don't you put that. Biden used the same carjacking bullshit. When Biden put that crime bill together, he was telling the same lie about being carjacked. Yeah, I can ride down DC without worrying about being carjacked. That's why that was.
Yeah, and did he threaten to put police in streets?
The what?
Did he threaten to put the National Guard in the streets?
No, they just locked brothers up. They didn't even worry about that. They just.
Okay. So he didn't threaten to put National Guard in the streets. He didn't threaten to shoot looters and all that stuff. But Reagan and Trump did.
Hold on, but the looters were being shot under Obama. All right, looters and all that shit was being shot under Obama. Right? Looters or survivors. People weren't even looting. All right, and they were getting shot under Obama and stuff like that. So yeah, and what looters? What looters? Loot them and shoot them. Who's looting? Who's looting right now? Looting what?
Yeah. During the riots under Trump's first term, he was telling he asked the generals if you can shoot looters and protesters and rioters, and a whole general had to tell him, no, you can't shoot protesters. A general had to tell him that. Ridiculous.
But most of those happening under Obama, you know, Black Lives Matter protests. Remember, that was under Obama. Don't y'all forget about that. There were more.
No. In Trump's first term, there were also protests and riots, and he wanted to shoot the looters, and a general had to tell him.
George Floyd, but no, you're not going to forget about the Mike Brown riots and the Freddie Gray and everybody else beforehand. Sandra.
And did Obama want to shoot them? Did Obama want to shoot looters?
Put the militarized vehicles all over these urban cities. When I went to Baltimore to the Freddie Gray uprising, it looked like goddamn Iraq out there, and that was under Obama. Obama put billions of dollars in military weapons to suppress black folks. Don't y'all?
And they said, and did he say there was good people on both sides of a Nazi protest?
Average, get on in here.
Yeah, this is hilarious. And by the way, I hope you're doing well, Tariq.
So
this
you're
is hilarious. Excuse me, RJ. Come on,
Trump.
I just heard you spew your Democratic talking points. Why do you guys
just
always
said
talk
that
over?
LA's
Why are
crashing.
you guys talking over people all the time? You got to go and say
all
your Democratic shield points. I'm going to finish.
Sit down somewhere.
You scared of me? Are you scared of me, sir? Are you scared of me or something? You scared of what I'm
irrelevant. You're a new guy. I don't know you.
Let's talk about relevance. Good. Thank you for bringing that up. Here's what's relevant. Okay. You guys always look at what Trump does and try to use that as a vote for Democrat, point, because a lot of us voted for the couch, right? So you're saying, hey, it's the frying pan or the fryer, basically. The last election was the frying pan or the fire, right? And so now that the frying pan is hot, hey, jump in the fire with us. No, we didn't want to go in the kitchen. We chose not to because it's problems on both sides. So what are the Democrats offering Black Americans? Nothing. Your point is to say, hey, you should have voted for Kamala, right? So we could have amnestied a whole bunch of illegal immigrants who undermine a livable wage. So we could have had a lot of policies that would have made us an economic underclass even further. You brought up Las Vegas, which is ridiculous because I live in Southern California my whole life. Vegas is our backyard. It hasn't been good since right before the pandemic. That's when the pandemic is kind of what killed Vegas. All the upcharging and stuff, the free parking is gone and all that has nothing to do with Trump. And when you talk about what cops are doing, what the cops do in any particular city or state is what they decide to do. It has nothing to do with the president. People have local governments and all that. You think that Kamala being in office, Kamala being in office, you know what Kamala did in California with the police? Do you know how she used the law? Kamala suppressed evidence that would have exonerated Black men. Kamala used the police to lock up Black mothers. Okay, Kamala misused the law, and you think that by voting for her, we'd be in a better situation? Listen, white supremacists have infiltrated police departments all across the country. That happened under Bush, and then Obama could have did something about it. Him and his quote-unquote Black AG, they did nothing. They continued and militarized the police, so they didn't do nothing when they had the House and the Senate and the presidency didn't do nothing to help Black people. And then Biden did the same and nothing happened. And Kamala, who is overly punitive to Black people, ain't going to do nothing. So you sitting here talking about the start of something Trump's doing.
You sitting here talking about someone who's not even in...
You have no point. Man, you literally have no point. You cannot tell me that she
Shut
was
up,
gonna
bro.
win for Black
Shut up.
America.
Shut up.
See
You're
how you
sitting here
mad?
talking about
You
someone
mad,
who's not
huh?
even
He mad. He
in
look at him. He
office.
crashing out because he can't dispute nothing I just said.
You're
I
talking
told
about
you a
someone who's
bunch of
not even in
truth.
office. Trump's
There
in
is no
office.
win.
You're talking about someone
There's
who
no
isn't even in
win.
office.
There is no
Shut
win.
up, bro. No
I'm
one.
giving you a history
Kamala
lesson
is
because
even
you
in
forgot.
office.
You
Trump's in
forgot. You
office.
don't know your
Trump's
talking
crashing the
points, do you?
economy.
You
Trump's
don't know
crashing the
your talking
economy.
points,
He's
do you,
putting
sir?
National Guard
Do you
in
know
the
your talking
streets.
points? You don't
Yeah, I'm
even know who
talking.
you
I'm
supporting.
talking right
You
now.
just
I'm
want us
talking
to
right now.
vote to help you
I
out, to
am
help a
literally
fleer.
talking right now,
You
bro.
want us
Shut
to
up.
help a fleer out.
Shut
No,
your
I'm not
mouth.
shutting up. You
Shut
shut
your
up
mouth.
and go
Shut your
back
mouth.
home. Go
Shut your
back
mouth.
home.
Shut your
Go
mouth.
back home, coward.
You don't know what you're
Go back
talking
home,
about.
coward, and
You
fight.
have no clue
Fight,
what you're
coward.
talking about.
You can't tell a fighter to shut up. You shut up, you coward. You ran over here and you want us to help you. Begging. A begging ass tether is up here talking about somebody to shut up. You feel real powerful right now, huh? You couldn't bust a grape in a fruit fight, but now you're going to tell me to shut up, and you don't even know what the hell you talking about. Don't know the history. You bringing up all these points that somebody gave you, echoing, and that's the problem with a colonized mind. Always sitting up here echoing your white master. Meanwhile, he don't even want your ass here, using you as a tool, and then when he gets what he wants, it's back to, wherever the hell you came from, you go. Stop being a fool and learn what the hell you talking about. Coming around black folks up here begging and whatnot. Ridiculous. You
I'm
shut
telling
up,
you
and
straight
I'm out.
facts. Shut your mouth. Get out of here. Now, what
No,
was I
you
going to
shut up.
say? Get out
You
of here.
shut up, Fleer, and go
Skedaddle.
back home.
Skedaddle.
Fight for your country and be a man. Fight for
Skedaddle,
your
bro.
own country and stop running.
Skedaddle.
Okay?
Get out of here.
No matter what you say, you didn't fight for your
Do
homeland.
like MJ and
Straight
beat it.
up.
Beat it.
Where's your homeland at? Where's your homeland,
Beat
bro?
it.
And how come you ain't fighting for it?
RJ,
How come you ain't?
old insults from the 80s. Be like Michael Jackson, nigga, and beat it. That kind of.
Yeah, nigga. Now, what was I going to say? Yeah, whatever you're saying
Nothing
about
true.
Kamala, whatever you're saying about Kamala is
Whatever you're
irrelevant.
saying, Kamala's
Trump's
my
in
friend.
office right now. He's
She not
crashing
in
the
office.
economy.
Please vote for her next time, please.
Tourism is down because of Trump right now.
Tourism, of
Tourism
course it
is
is.
literally
Thank
down
God.
because of Trump.
Fleaism is down.
All your
That's what that is.
all your caping is for the
Tourism, that was
birds.
fleaism. That's what went
Stop
down. People
gargling
was
on
trying to
Trump. Stop
vacation and
gargling on
stay.
Trump. Stop
Staycations
gargling
are
on
down.
Trump. Stop gargling on
Staycations are
Trump.
down. That's
No
what went
one is
down.
buying what Trump is giving anymore. Stop gargling on him.
No one
Stop
bought
coping.
Kamala, and that's why you crying. Nobody was
Oh,
buying
we still have
Kamala,
another
and now you
4
up here
years to
crying.
go, bro. See, now I love now Tariq.
See, Tariq, come on, man, get him down,
Now I
Tariq,
love how
please.
now
He's
Tariq has
killing
to
me, man.
call out the black crime demagoguery that Trump is doing.
This man
See,
can't even get his point straight. You
Trump
see him?
has
He's
to call
stumbling
out
this
the
shit. He's
black
trying to
crime
read. He's
demagoguery.
reading. He's
What?
reading
I'm
his
speaking
points.
for my own self.
He can't.
Trump has
No,
to
you
call out
can't.
the
You're not
black
speaking off the
crime.
cuff. This ain't even in you.
Trump has
This
to call
ain't even in you.
Tariq, look at you. Now
Tariq,
you got
help
to
me,
do
please, Tariq.
black
He's
crime.
begging a black
You have
man.
to debunk the black
Tariq,
crime demagoguery.
crying.
You see yourself, Tariq? You have to debunk Trump now. You got to make whole spaces debunking Trump.
Yeah.
No,
I love
you got to
this.
make a space. If anybody would go,
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff I've always disagreed with. That's why I didn't support neither one of them. That's the reason why I didn't support them. Thank you, Average. Yeah, I didn't support neither one. That's the reason why. I told you I didn't support neither one. Let's be very clear. I don't like one over the other. I think Kamala would have been worse. I think she would have been worse because, yeah, I don't want you to put a black face or a melanated face on white supremacy. See, that's worse. If I'm going to get white supremacy, take the mask off and let white supremacy stand on its own. That's better because then we can have an effective counterattack. I want y'all to understand something. Yeah, I don't mind open white supremacy if you're going to practice it. Just be open with it. Don't bring Obama. See, we got fucked up with Obama. Obama was white supremacy in blackface. We got Obama who had us toe up and everybody sat on their damn hands because we thought, okay, well, he black, he gonna do something. We just got to sit around and wait. What we got to do, we got to wait on the second term. That's when he really gonna show out. And we had to play little psychological mind games with ourselves. No more, no more. Yeah, we're gonna get white supremacy. There we go. We're dealing with white supremacy. Just give it to us straight. You see? Because open white supremacy, that benefits us better because it shatters the illusion of inclusion. When anti-black agendas are pushed with a black face, confusion sets in. We get confused. And then they use that against us. Well, It's a black city. It's your vice president black, the president black. How is racism in the president black? You elected a black. They play that game. See, when the mask comes off, clarity follows. See, under the Democrats, all their little policies that's harmful to foundation of Black Americans, they sugarcoat them with black optics. Kamala Harris, Obama, Lori Lightfoot, these do-nothing boule Negroes who all tethers. Now, when you put Trump out here, bold, his unapologetic action with that white authoritarian face, that eliminates all the illusions of a post-racial America. Clarity produces strategy, ladies and gentlemen, not complacency. So instinctively, we know we got to be on our P's and Q's. That reunifies that Black consciousness around a clear enemy state. So when Black society clearly identifies the aggressor, it's easier to unite, mobilize, organize around a defense family. See, democratic rule, it fractures Black political mindsets. See, Trump doing all of this weird stuff, that lets everybody know what the deal is and who's doing it. You see? That forces a return to grassroots protection models. And we know we got to depend on each other as a Black community, just like in the 60s when we had that overt state aggression and these forces against the community. We had to think about self-defense, patrol. We had to patrol our communities. We had to control resources. We had to look out for each other. You see, so this militarization of Black spaces, that's going to spark a resurgence of that modern day Black self-defense program, these mutual aid collectives, these local control initiatives. See, that was that Panther style mindset. Remember in the 60s when you had the National Guard running all up on folks, we had groups like the Black Panthers said, we're going to have to feed the communities. We're going to have to provide medical care for the communities. We're going to have to provide transportation, the Montgomery boycott. We knew we had to look out for each other. That gets us strategically codified. You see? It kills that whole respectability politics myth. See, if crime is down and Black people are still targeted, then that whole just dress better and behave argument, that collapses. Yeah. And all of these lies about carjacking and all of that, we see that Black criminality is not the reason. That's the excuse. So now we can stop sitting up here lying to each other, saying if we just pull our pants up and put on a suit, everything is going to be good. No, it makes us wake up. You see, this type of targeting, that accelerates the break from the Democratic Party too. See, a lot of foundational Black Americans, Black people are already politically homeless. So this gives people more reason to stop voting out of fear, start voting from leverage. You see, and with Trump's policies, this makes Black people recognize that both parties can harm us. That's what I said. Both of them are not really doing anything for us, but one of them openly admits it. So that'll start pushing people more to political independence, candidate accountability, even a new party formation. Yeah, we wake up when the threat is there in our face and it's not covered up by a Black face. See, that sparks cultural renaissance through resistance. See, cultural pushback, it thrives in the shadow of oppression. We get real creative when we see there's a real oppressor right there in our face. That's when we get real progressive. Just like blues, jazz, hip hop, all of that came under strict oppression. So yeah, we become sharper, bolder, more focused when we see an obvious threat. And these new oppressive tactics, see that might birth a new era of political creativity and defiance. You see? And then that forces the next generation into strategic leadership. See, unapologetic injustice, that pushes that next generation to become more politically mature faster. You see, seeing tanks and troops and shit like that, see, that forces a sense of urgency in black minds. Many people who are apolitical or who get distracted by stuff, now you feel that spiritual and an ancestral pressure to kind of step into leadership, scholarship, into organization roles. Just like the youths of the 60s under Bull Connor and J. Edgar Hoover. Our youths were sharp as a whip back then. So yeah, this shit don't bother me at all. This wakes folks up. I ain't got no problem with being woke up. I ain't got no problem with it. If you're gonna get white supremacy, give it to us raw. Pause, as they say in New York. Shout out to everybody in here. We're in here deep. Damn, we almost got 2K in here. Much respect to you guys. Much respect. Y'all raise them hands. Let's get Jim Mack. Jimmy Mack. What's up, Jimmy Mack? Hop on in, Jimmy Mack. And we got Carl Foster. Just hop on in, family. Jimmy Mack.
Yeah, Tariq, what's good? You hear me?
I can hear you, Jim. How are you?
Hey, yo, I don't want FBA. Don't be fooled by Democrats. Deep down inside, they smiling ear to ear. They want something bad to happen to us so they can say, see, told you,
Yep.
told you. Now go out there and vote. And now since Karen Bass giving out them checks to them illegals, Mayor Bowser, we afraid to go to work. We afraid to go to work. Send out them checks.
Right.
Peace, brother.
There you go. There. Okay. Now, I want the Democrats to be on some I told you so. I want them to come out there with that stupid shit. All right. So now that we about to be under attack, where the money at? Where all that money y'all had for the damn illegal immigrants when they were being, quote, under attack and they actually came into a whole country illegally? We ain't doing shit. All right. So yeah, where's all that money? Democrats? Yeah, that's why they kind of walking on eggshells about coming on out here trying to wag their finger. The minute they do, ask the man, I want y'all to come out here with that bullshit. Okay, give us the money. Now, where's the money? We need them reparations now, Democrat-run cities. Well, we ain't no. I don't want to hear about you not being in office and them Democrat cities, y'all conjuring up money for illegals. So yeah, if we being targeted as black people, where's the money? Where's the relief funds? Y'all start coughing up the dough. See, yeah, like the brother said, the Democrats, they secretly smiling. What's the Scarborough and Company? Somebody said, I just saw a story where they were supporting low-key. Now they're supposed to be liberals. I'm gonna read the story. Let me read the story. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna get the exact wording. Hold on. Let me get the exact story. Because I want to read this word for word. Wait 1 minute. I want to read this. Hold on. I'm looking at it right now because I just saw this story. And let me see, where is this? Okay, yes. I just saw this. This is New York Post. MSNBC's Joe Scarborough reveals DC journalist privately shares concerns about crime while publicly denouncing Trump's plan. So a lot of these Democrats behind the scenes were sitting up here kind of criticizing Trump. Oh, no. Behind the scenes, they're supporting what's going on, but publicly they're like wagging their finger at Trump. That's what I'm saying. They kind of, oh, this is Trump. Oh, this is bad what Trump is doing. But behind the scenes, they're like, oh, good, get them niggas. It's on that. So I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised whatsoever. Yeah, these politicians and these liberal medias, all of them, they all play for they play on team anti-Black American. All of these groups are secretly against our asses, and that's fine. And we're for us. That's why we got to circle our wagons and look out for ourselves.
I'm no longer musty. I'm no longer musty. Hey, I'm no longer musty. musty. I'm no longer musty, 'cause I got my real work on. I'm no longer musty, 'cause I got my real work on. I'm no longer musty, 'cause I got my rules.